Hey everyone, it's Aubrey, recovering perfectionist, queen of distraction / gardener, and today we're back for another weekly garden update. I've really been loving these videos and just tracking everything that's going on. I've also found it's keeping me accountable as far as making sure that I'm meeting goals of mine. There's just nothing like some good old public motivation. Okay, let's see, where do we start this week? Jackson's corn and pumpkin area over here seems to be doing pretty good. Not every single corn kernel, I don't know if that's corn seed, not every single one grew, but the majority did. So we're excited about that. Knee-high by the 4th of July is what it's supposed to be. And then my friend Haley and I were talking about potatoes and whatnot, and I just decided that I'm going to just keep adding dirt for maybe about 8 inches to 12. I just dumped whatever I had left over from a bag in the greenhouse. So I need to get some more for the potatoes, but then also for in the greenhouse so I can get the sriracha pepper and the jalapeno peppers planted. These are my jalapenos that I grew, and I'm giving up on them. Those ones Haley gave to me, and this is her first year gardening, and she's really just got a wicked green thumb. I'm very excited and very proud of her. Really not a ton has happened. Things are growing. The weather's cooled down a little bit. It's kind of a windy day, but it was a nice change from the intense heat that we had last week. So I was able to get out today and do a bit of weeding. We don't have a ton of weed growth in our raised beds, but the beds that are attached to like the real ground are the ones that we get the most weeds in. The butter squash that I had planted up here, it never came up. I've given up on it. So I planted 2 of the tomato plants that I needed to find a home for up there. And then the rest I gave to my friend next door for her and her family. Just don't need 15 tomato plants, and I'm happy to spread the love where I can. The zucchinis down here seem to be doing really good. And this cabbage plant just has my mind blown at how good that's doing. And then they just seem to kind of progressively get smaller the further down that we go, which it's not the end of the world. I will be happy if I get one decent cabbage plant, and then I'll decide how much time and space I'm willing to invest in them next year. I still have that tray that I started of all the little cabbage plants, and I don't know what's gonna end up happening to those. I might end up offering those to my neighbor as well, but I think that it's probably kind of just too late in the season for those to actually do anything. But I don't know, if you know things about cabbage, let me know, because I'm just making things up as I go along. The peas are really taking off, and then our beans as well are really coming up. As far as the lettuce and arugula that I planted over here, I'm kind of giving up on anything actually starting until the weather cools down. These didn't start growing until it was towards the end of fall that they actually started coming up, and they were seeds that I had planted last spring. So I'm kind of assuming that the same thing is going to happen this year. So I filled some of this space with a basil plant that I needed to find a home for, and then I put another one over there. Oh, there's my baby monitor. The kale over here that I let flower, the bees have really been loving. And look at our strawberries. I am so excited, and I'm going to be really disappointed if the birds get to these before we do. Oh, and then I've got that potted basil plant. I might end up planting that in the ground. I need to look at the seed packet. I believe it might need a little bit more wiggle room to grow properly. This is the current status of the forget-me-nots that are coming up over here. I just love them so much. And then I have a nasturtium that's coming up right there. I planted those in a few molehills around the perimeter of the garden, and it seems like the majority of the ones that I planted are coming up. So I'm excited for those. Jackson loves to snack on those throughout the summer. And I do have some exciting news regarding my cucumbers. I have 3 that have come up. I believe, based on the spacing that I did, that it's 3 out of 4. So I say that's a win in my book. 1, 2, 3, and then there would have been 1 there. So time will tell. Maybe another one will pop up. And then again, just some flowers filling in here. I'm not gonna start weeding in this bed until I'm able to identify exactly what's happening. But in the garden, I trusted my identification skills and my memory of where I planted things enough to actually do some weeding in there. This was very random, and I'm not gonna do anything in here. but the loofah gourd is doing good. And then the beans that my mom gave me are coming up as well. And then the loofah gourd still really isn't doing anything too terribly exciting. But there's another one of the two nasturtium plants that I planted over here. I need to check on the seed packet to see if I'm supposed to thin that. I'll probably see if I can pull one out very gently if I need to, and then just relocate it, because it's alive and I'd like to relocate it if I can. But here's the backyard. Everything is just so green right now, and it's amazing. And we're gonna take a quick little tour really quick to my favorite spot in the yard this time of year. It's amazing. I love this so much. When the leaves start filling in up here and the wind blows and just the birds and the leaves rustling, it's, oh gosh, it just makes my heart so happy. Okay, well, I think that's that. I also feel like I need to apologize for wearing sunglasses, but it's bright and I have a headache. So that's that. I know it really probably isn't rude, but it just feels like I should be making eye contact with you, but it's painful. So not today. I'll look at you next week. But thank you again for tagging along for another garden update. If you've been enjoying these videos at all and you're not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. That would be lovely. And yeah, just thanks for hanging out with me today. I will see you next week. And as always, I love you. Have fun and be kind.